our new segment. Guess what? Now it's time for the spoiler-free
Sonic
spoiler-free review of Sonic number 3.
Hey, I've been doing really good.
You have been doing very good. I'm very proud of you.
I feel like I like to throw. I don't know if he's gonna watch this one or not, but I know he's subbed to us. My buddy Spader.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a Discord with him, with him and a lot of others, and I've been doing really good. I've been using that as like a way of like keeping myself from spoiling things because he got him and another friend of ours got me onto reading this new book series. It was like Red Rising, and he was all like, dude, okay, there's ways in Discord for you to like mask spoilers and all that. And so, or it like blacks out the message and you have to click on it to like reveal it. And so I've been doing that.
They do that on Reddit too.
Yeah, I've been doing that a lot. And it's like, I think it's helping me keep my,
Oh, okay.
He's like my, what do they call that? Not like a therapist or what? He's like my,
sponsor.
I guess my sponsor, yes. He's
the spoiler sponsor.
He's keeping me from my bro Spader.
All right. So let's get down to it. I'm just gonna say it right now. All right, I gave it an 8 out of 10.
Bro,
I gave it 8 out of 10.
I may be a little too much into it, but it's perfect for me. It's perfect. It's 10s all around for me.
Yeah,
it was good.
Okay, so the movie itself, like 8 out of 10. Like I said,
yeah.
to me, it's 8 out of 10. But I love the original games. I love all this stuff. It felt like it should have been longer. I think it was too short, and they compressed too much.
I do think
and they cut stuff out.
I do think I have thought, or I have kind of wanted every single Sonic to be a bit longer, but at the same time, I give it the leeway because
it's supposed to be a children's movie. I know.
Paramount, I feel like knows. Okay, this is a children's movie. We can't have it be too long, especially with the way all of them feel. Like it's very boom, 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 boom.
Yeah,
like
once it gets going, it really doesn't let up.
Yeah, like. It did not. It's like an hour and 50 minutes long, I believe, and it does not feel like an hour and 50 minutes.
No, it felt like I was just watching a show on TV.
Boom.
But and like I said, it's not a bad thing. It's just I felt like I would have, if it was longer, they could have jammed more shadow in there. See, there was not enough shadow in a movie that was supposed to be centered around shadow. That's why I gave it an 8 out of 10. Okay, that's why I gave it an 8 out of 10.
But again, like. It falls on that point to me where it's like they made us want it to be more. They made us want it to be longer.
They made us want more, and that's why we're getting the Sonic 4.
It's so good that it's like, bro, they know we want it to be longer, but they do good at keeping everything that really needs to be in the movie with about cutting it down.
Yeah.
So like it's just great. And I know I told you this earlier, but like even though we touched on the joke where they actually sent Jim Carrey a script written in gold ink, I see why he said yes. The movie makes me see why he said yes.
Like the movie has Jim Carrey just be classic Jim Carrey, nothing like bogged down by the past few couple decades. Like this is family friendly, like mostly family friendly Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
At his peak, and it's great, man. I mean, like I saw bits and pieces of, like a Liar Liar and Ace Ventura, all that stuff. A little bit of the same energy.
Me, Myself, and Irene.
Like that level of enjoyment that he gave to his roles. You felt it on the screen this time around as well.
And there was even some surprising. I like how in this movie you get some like good, solid, in-depth emotional moments, but it's still balanced out with the fact that okay, we're still in a silly kid movie. We're still in like a silly kid-like movie.
It doesn't try to be more than it is,
and he does great with it.
Yeah,
everyone in it does.
Everybody in their roles great with it. I also think that they underutilized Kristen Ritter. She's the person in charge when the main guy gets
Jessica Jones.
Yes, Jessica Jones.
Yes.
Yeah, I think they underutilized her.
Kind of. Yeah, I think so. I did expect. I won't go too into detail with that because I guess it could be a spoiler. I did expect a little bit more from her after a certain part in the movie. Like I didn't think it was just gonna be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I was too. Like, like it was like it felt like something was cut out for her, right?
Maybe
A little bit. All right,
I'll give you that a little bit. I'm still standing on my 10 out of 10.
Okay, yeah, but no, just because you acknowledge that something was missing doesn't mean it's not a 10 out of 10. For me, it does, but like for you, it's like you still greatly enjoyed the movie.
Yeah, exactly. I'm falling into the Robin Williams part where, like, of course, it's not perfect. Nothing's perfect, but is it perfect to you? Is she perfect to you?
Exactly. So, like, this movie, great, and yes, Crush 40 is in the movie. Well, okay, not the band themselves, but the movie, the music. Okay, and the first time you hear it, in the first few minutes of the movie, like I was geeking out. Okay,
bro,
I was geeking out a lot. I was like, dun. And I was like,
the beginning part was great.
The beginning was great.
So many people laughed whenever you just see them going.
Yeah, dude, that was great, man. I like when they did that. I was like, that's a classic. Yeah, that's a classic cartoon, man. Come on, I'm waiting. Yes. So a bunch of little Easter eggs like that, and then you have, you have two post-credit scenes. The first one. So I think I was talking to you about this earlier. There was this lovely woman dressed up like Cindy Lou Who. She came and saw the movie by herself. Sitting a couple rows behind me. The first credit scene when the second character pops up. I'm not going to tell you who because spoiler free. She goes, "Oh my god!"
There was a part of me that maybe not for. It wasn't necessarily for that one, but like there was a part of me once that. Second post credit scene started that I was like, ah!
Yeah, same. I had to stop myself from yelling, "Oh shh!" because there was children behind me.
Yeah,
and
kid
like,
friendly.
Yeah,
kid friendly.
Yes, exactly, kid friendly. It's just a good movie all around. There's the second one is basically one of those like foot twitching at the end of the movie,
sort of. Yeah.
But yeah, the movie itself. Fantastic. It doesn't try to be anything more than it is. Definitely would watch it over and over and over. They're like when it gets released on Paramount Plus, this is probably on rotation for at least.
Yeah. The only one thing that I'm going to say about it is again, it's not really a spoiler, even though I'm talking about a certain part in it. Like I remember all the rumor, like there was rumors that Hayden Christensen was supposed to be Shadow, and so there's a part in the movie that made me be like. Oh, it's just like that part. It's similar to that part from episode 3 to a fight from episode 3, and I was all like, "It could have been him."
Yeah, but just the whole thing was good. I mean, the interactions between Shadow and Sonic, they felt great. Yeah. I mean, the whole "Why do you look like me?" No, you look like me. Yeah, kind of thing. Like it was basically pointing fingers at each other with Keanu Reeves.
Yes.
Okay, and Keanu Reeves, So obviously Shadow is not a funny character.
He's not.
But his seriousness in certain situations just makes it funny as
very
Leslie Nielsen?
Yes, it was very Leslie Nielsen, where he doesn't say things funny, just says things and they happen to make you laugh.
In the situation, they're funny.
Yeah. And Shadow's my boy. Like that was the first actual Sonic game I played was his game.
Yeah.
Then I went back and played.
Oh my gosh. And okay. So they stopped the movie to make the logos and stuff. Okay, they did it at least 3 times, and I was like, "Come on, man!"
Yeah,
I was like, "Come on, man!"
Yeah.
Yes, I loved it, but at the same time, I'm like,
"No, it's good." No.
So, and then yes, you've already seen the commercials. There's the Chow Garden, and apparently it is the Chow, not the Cow. So. It was just a really good Easter egg. I loved it all. Like 8 out of 10 for me, 10 out of 10 for you.
10 for me.
Like definitely go and take your kids to go see it. All right, and we also have a review for Lord of the Rings: War of Rohirrim.
Oh yes, that kind of in our excitement, I kind of forgot about that.
All right.
I did
Should we have talked about that first?
We probably should have.
Because now it's like, man, it's not as good.
It's like, I did enjoy it. I do enjoy it. I did enjoy it. I am a Lord of the Rings fan, but I'm not like the degree to where like I've read all the books and everything, know like so much about the ins and outs, the lore and all that. I enjoyed it. I do know there are some people that were saying like, oh, they kind of expected something else from the movie going into it. I guess they kind of thought like it was going to be something else, and I could kind of see that too. Like from the trailers, it kind of made it seem like, oh, this movie is going to be a little bit more about the certain character that like is the main character. I think her name is Hera, you know, but it's got that little dash over the E. You kind of got to roll it a little bit, you know, and. There were some times where it seemed like she took a little bit of a back seat at times to other things, but I still enjoyed it. Like, I will give it it's a solid 7 out of 10 for me. Maybe even an 8, but like, it is a good movie. The art is nice. There were points, especially at the very beginning, where when they're showing landscape and there's no characters or anything involved, stuff looks so real, dude.
Yeah.
Like, at the beginning, when it opens up, you get that nice Lord of the Rings music that hits, kind of took me back a little bit. I was like, nice. And it just shows the mountains, and I was all like, wait a minute, are those mountains real? I was all like, are we gonna get?
did they bamboozle? Did I just come into a real show?
Because like I know that it's being narrated by the actress. I forget her name. I'm sorry. The actress that played Eowyn in the live action movies. It's being narrated by her, and. For a bit, I was like, wait a minute, are those real? Are we going to get, like, live action, like, you know, longer down
by the fire and they're telling the story kind of thing? Like
kind
a
of thing, and we get, like, you know, a bit more seasoned Eowyn just sitting by the fire or sitting at a table with some kids and telling her, because she starts off with the narration of, like, have you heard the tale of the Shield Maiden? Which is, like, Rohan's classic, like, kind of like Valkyrie would be the way to best explain it to people who don't necessarily know that much, because yes, like in the lore of it, it is when all the men of Rohan like died or just couldn't fight, like some of the women were like, you know what, we got this, so they stood up and they fought back whenever they couldn't. So that's when like she starts off the movie saying like, have you heard the story of the Shield Maiden? Well, there is one who like for some reason there are no stories about and whatnot, and like that's where it begins. That's how we start up. So with the fact that it looked so that those mountains made me think like, dang, is this real? I was like, oh man, are we gonna have this thing where it's like, oh okay, live action for like a little bit, and then we go into like the anime style of it, which that would have been freaking awesome if that was
Page Master.
I would have, the Page Master, so great. But anyways, yes, like I enjoyed the movie. The action parts of it are great. The anime style drawings of it at times were kind of
wonky,
not as good as I thought they were going to be. But I still liked it. Like the art was good. The voice acting, I believe, was pretty darn good as well. Like the voice actors did good. The action parts were good. But yeah, the only bits that I would think like kind of bring it back down for me is Hera didn't have as much, like the times that she was kind of seemed to be pushed back a little bit, that I was like, oh, okay. I wanted more of her. I wanted more of that character. But other than that, like it was really nice. Like you get little Easter eggs to like, oh, foreshadowing of things to come, because this takes place 200 years before even Bilbo finds the ring. So, you know, there's some foreshadowing going along to like, oh, look, this is coming up. You get even though I believe there was a thing released about it, I still won't say like who shows up at the end, but like you get some cameos from people, even, you know, kind of keep your ears peeled out, even though they are older, you get little like returns of voice actors from the Lord of the Rings movies playing like different on the opposite side. Like instead of being the good guys, they were voicing some of the bad guys. And that was something that was really nice to me, because yeah, like I'm listening to it, and the only reason why I like caught on to like, hey, is that him, is just because I remember him from a certain movie when he was older. So I kind of like came accustomed to his old voice, and I was like, is that him? And towards the end I was like, I looked at the credits, kind of hurrying up a bit, because my buddy and I double featured it. We watched Lord of the Rings first, and we went straight over to Shadow. I mean, Sonic.
There's not a Shadow movie yet.
There should be. Should be. You know, so like I was looking through, I was like, it is them? And then after I was like, all right, we can go now. left, got in like my little group chat to like in that little Discord group chat that I'm in to be like, hey, to tell a certain person that I was like, hey, did you notice this? And even she was like, no, I didn't notice that. Oh man, that's sick. And I was like, oh yeah, that's nice.
Nice.
So yes, it is a good movie. I recommend going to see it. It's a good 7 out of 10. Like, it's a good time.
All right. Nice. So 7 out of 10 for Lord of the Rings, War of the Rohirrim.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't deserve the hate that it gets.
So,
because you've seen all the negative stuff
like,
on it.
I've seen all the negative stuff about it. And just because I do, like, the person that responded that was like, oh, no, I didn't notice that. She is huge on the Lord of the Rings as well. Mm-hmm. And she liked it. So that alone is making me be like, I don't think it deserves it.
People are just hating the hate. I think
it's kind of like a almost Snyder fans type thing, where it seems like they may have in their mind, they've got like, oh, it should have been this, like absolute amazingness. And even she like stated that she did think it was going to be a bit more than what it was, but she didn't hate it. So I think it's just some people might just be like, oh, it's not like absolutely perfect, and because of that I don't like it. It's horrible. But at the same time too, it's like, I know it's very tricky to adapt any Tolkien stuff, especially Tolkien stuff, because I know there's like, you got all of his like rights and everything are very like wonky with like who can do what with what, but also for the fact that like there's so many variations, so many books, so many of the fact that you're going off of just notes, because like I know he didn't really finish a lot of the books that he planned to do, and a lot of it is just like he left notes, pretty much like papers, maybe some books, but it's like highlights of like, hey, this is what I was thinking, this is what I was wanting to do, like for this, even the stuff that to come, the stuff that happened before Lord of the Rings. So I think it's very, very difficult to adapt any of it. And again, this is just me being like kind of like, I guess I will say I am just kind of like more of like a movie fan. Like the movies got me. That's how I got it on.
Yeah,
I read I read the books because of, well, I read the main 4 books. So Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. I read the main 4 books because of the movies, and I enjoyed it. I feel like this movie still gives me that feel, that Lord of the Rings feel of the movies. So I enjoyed it. And then again, because of the fact that I feel like the person that I've like talked a little bit to that is more into Lord of the Rings still enjoys it. If she enjoyed it, she said it's good. I don't believe that it's getting the hate that I don't believe it deserves the hate that it's getting. Okay,
so probably a bunch of movie people are like the movie like fans or like
fans, like maybe like the movie fans, maybe some of the like
the lore
you're getting
fans.
too like more of like toxic lore fans maybe are getting.
Gotcha. Maybe they're just louder than the people that are like, man, this is good.
Yeah, I can kind of see that happening too, where like there's a lot of people out there, because it is kind of like a sad thing where the hate is like louder than hate usually ends up being louder than the good anyways, because people especially news, like
they just
conflict breeds more than conflict negativity usually gets more eyesight than the positiveness.
Okay, yeah, because I've seen predominantly more of the hate for this movie than anything good. Like I've honestly, I haven't seen a whole lot of people that say that they liked this movie. Like you're the first one I think that I know that have said that they liked this movie.
Yeah, I liked it. It is good. I think if you're a solid Lord of the Rings fan, a pretty nice Lord of the Rings fan, you know a little bit, you're gonna like it. It's anime style drawing. If you like anime, I feel like it's good enough. Like sometimes, like I said, the art was like but especially when but at least when when you get some of the landscape shots they did, like, oh my gosh, that looked good. Like the art still was good, still nice. I enjoyed what people like. I feel like the people that worked on this did a good job. Like the people that worked on Lord of the Rings on this movie did a good job. Solid 7 out of 10. I enjoyed it. Do not believe that it is deserving of the hate. I believe it is worth going to see in theaters. But if not, hey, it is always worth going. It is always worth watching it on streaming.
All right, nice. All right, that about wraps it up for our movies, TV, and whatever else I'm going to talk about segments. Go ahead and give us a like, follow, share us with friends if you like the Ransom to Madmen. and we will see you guys next time. We have not forgotten, we are going to start doing character profiles for people that have suggestions.
Squirrel
Girl is coming soon. I'm just trying to figure out how we're going to film this. So don't worry about it. We're going to do it. We will see you guys next time. Later.